There's a phrase that I thought of today that I really like because I want to share how my day, well, it was a good day, but my overall weeks have been very bad. And today had a turnaround moment. So bad to good, so to speak. And the line that I thought of is something's got to give. And I think of the song, I think of the movie, whatever, and just rattles around my head. Now, the thing is, when you just keep getting pushed and pushed and pushed and you keep pushing yourself, it's like a little boiler room. And after long enough, it gets harder and harder and more dense and more pressurized. And that pressure builds and builds and builds as an analogy to your life. And at some point, if it keeps going, something's got to give. And now something could be something that you actually value. Could be a complete explosion, meltdown, like that. But what happened, luckily this time for me, is that something gave that was quite all right. It was something that I feel like was a choice of something that was to give, and that was just a little bit of a clarity, and that was getting lost to the wind. And then I kind of admitted fault and admitted responsibility to things that weren't working out with my business, with my teammate and partner, business partner, and really wanted to keep other things from blowing up, such as people in my life, and certain finances are even getting pushed, and all of this crap just kind of blew up in a lot of ways. And then I just ended up letting go of kind of this perfect person who's in control and just being like, I need help. And that step down in the ego is what gave. And I did that to prevent the other thing. So this comes down to the conversation that I really want to talk about very, very soon, which is priorities. And I've been thinking quite a bit about priorities, thinking a lot about how to make them, what they are, who they are, what comes first place, how many there is. And this is a really, really big deal to me. And if I didn't set out to start to try to figure out what those are for me right now, I probably would have blown up a lot of my life, and I would have been worse off. So what I ended up doing is looking at what I could give up, and I couldn't find anything except for my identity, like an ego. And I gave up my ego instead of giving up everything else, and said, no, everybody else matters more to me than how I feel about myself right now. And I need to ask for help. I need to lay my faults on the line and admit things so that somebody else can, continue these things for me and make it worthwhile. So after this thing that happened, this release and this conversation that I had with my business partner, I'm just now on the other side of it finally. And now there's a lot of work. It doesn't mean things are over. It's just in the same exact spot. But now I have direction, I have clarity, I have people on my side, I have a team, I have uniformity in direction. And this is significant for me. And that priority list that I talked about just a second ago, that is becoming more and more clear. And that is literally what I'm focusing on right now. So I want to just express that if you are just feeling like you're pinned against the wall and just really just like feeling like you're going to explode and have a meltdown, perhaps that's because you're not releasing the pressure and you don't know where to do it. Maybe that's what you've thought of. Perhaps it's somewhere else. Perhaps you just need to ask for help. That's it. Peace.